Good morning and welcome. You're on to Aspheric TV and this is the newspaper morning briefing. My name is Dabir Gifts and I am joined by Mr. Mustafa Abdul Malik. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Gibbs.
Alright, we'll be discussing the newspaper headlines, the front pages of Nigerian dailies with you today. So I'll start off with the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper has it that COVID-19 cases jumped by 67% in 2 weeks. Lagos, NMA, NRD warn against laxity, demand protective measures. Coronavirus not on holiday, it is still around, says virologist groups. The COVID-19 infections in the country have risen by 67%. The latest figures obtained by the Punch has shown. The data also revealed that there was a 390.4% increase in testing, which has led to an increase in the report of positive cases. The Guardian newspaper has it that PDP awaits Atiku IU to settle crisis. And then also Okowa, PDP already mending fences. Issue of my certificates politically motivated. We won't beg Wike, says PDP. BOT member who met Rivers governor in Turkey. Drop Okowa as running mate. Lose Igbo votes. Ohaneze youths warn Atiku, PDP. It is still uncertain times in the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, as delay in reconciliation post-convention crisis has affected preparation for Osun State governorship election and the 2023 general elections. The absence of the presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and national chairman Professor Iyorchia Ayu is slowing reconciliation moves. The Vanguard newspaper, it says here that Sallah bandits attack Buhari's advance security convoy. Advance team convoy engaged in gun battle with bandits at Dutsinma, Katsina. 2 men in convoy wounded. Team on the way to Katsina to prepare for Buhari's arrival ahead of Eid-el-Kabir celebrations. Military, police, DSS personnel in convoy repel attackers. As Nigerians continue to groan the severe, that's for a different newspaper. The Thisday newspaper has it that few dead, 2 injured as bandits attack Buhari's convoy en route Daura. Also, it has it that Atiku's impending graduation at UK University delaying conciliation with Wike. It also says that Okowa, I got second best result in 1976 in WASC as Obi Baba Ahmed moved to seal ticket. The Nation newspaper says Wike rejects one-on-one parley with Atiku over crisis. And then it says how to avert another recession by LCCI. That is also a story on the Nation newspaper. The Daily Trust newspaper has it that 2 injured as terrorists attack presidential convoy in Katsina. Assistant police commissioner killed in fight with bandits. Presidency confirms attack. Kuje prison attacked. And then an advanced team of President Muhammadu Buhari to Katsina State ahead of the Eid-el-Kabir celebrations was yesterday attacked by terrorists who have been terrorizing people in the state and environs for long. So these are the newspaper headlines we have. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, I and Mr. Abdul Malik will be discussing these headlines with you. Please stay with us. Alright, welcome back. We'll start off with the biggest story today in Nigeria, which is the convoy of the president that was attacked on his way to Katsina State, despite heavy security and all of that. And we're told that 2 were injured during this attack with the terrorists.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this?
It's
I mean, it is some type of way that the president himself is being attacked despite heavy security and all of that.
It's unfortunate that, look, the security situation has degenerated to this level whereby a convoy, I myself, I saw the military convoy. It's a convoy that comprises of heavy gun trucks and some other security personnel, including troops. A long convoy. So, and what they said now is that they came under attack somewhere in Katsina State. That is shortly before entering Daura. It's really unfortunate. Be it all along, Nigerians have been shouting that, look, the insecurity is getting out of hand. Government will come out to say, okay, we are doing our best. We have been able to suppress them. We have been able to do this. We have been able to do that. We have been... Only 2 weeks ago, Zamfara State Governor decided to say, okay, look, he ordered his citizens that, look, everybody should bear arms and fight, defend yourself. And now we are seeing a convoy. Although Buhari was not part of the entourage, they are going, it's a kind of advanced party whereby they will be there until Buhari now come on Saturday. But it doesn't matter whether he's there or he's not. It's a presidential convoy. So, and that presidential convoy came under attack. And based on the statement from the presidency, they are saying the security personnel, they fought gallantly and repelled the attack. So that is a statement. Whether they repel the attack, that is not what we want to hear. When is this insecurity going to stop? That is the question.
Exactly.
Because now Buhari has only 1 year, less than 1 year in office now. It means if this security situation is not solved, he's going to pass it on to the next administration. And the next administration too, by the time they are coming into office with their new policies here and there, for them to be able to tackle this insecurity, it will drag about another 6 months or thereabout. And when what we are talking about here now is that the more these people last with arms in their hands, many Nigerians are going to be at risk. We are talking about military personnel, we are talking about police, we are talking about the DSS being attacked. What about the ordinary civilians? Ordinary citizens that walk around there have nothing. So that is why all along, if you look at in Katsina, a particular local government, but they call it Batari local government, it has been completely in the hands of the terrorists, of the bandit. They levy people to say, okay, before you can go to your farm, you must pay us levies. That is
for you to go and come back.
To go. Even they go into communities to like to say, okay, if you people want to stay alive, we demand that you pay us 3 million, 4 million, 10 million, 20 million, 100 million. And you see, these are peasants, these are farmers. They go about, they tax themselves they must raise the money, otherwise they are going to kill them. That is exactly what is happening in part of Katsina and Zamfara State. It's really unfortunate. Mr. President should step up and look inwardly among his service chiefs. Tell them the truth that, look, this thing is a heavy slap on me. It means that I came under attack. If I as a #1 citizen, come under this attack, it means I'm not doing enough.
Nobody is safe.
Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. That is what it means.
And then a lot of people have come out to say that if this has been happening for a while and then the government has not done so much to see that this is being brought to an end. And now this is happening to the president. This might just be an eye-opener for him because this is a direct hit to the president. Imagine if he was part of that convoy.
Yeah, that convoy. See, there's no two ways. We shouldn't be sugarcoating the fact. Muhammadu Buhari is a former head of state and a retired general. If he's going to fail in other aspect, at least the aspect of the security is not supposed to fail because he's a retired general himself. You understand? He has the knowledge of everything that has to do with security and defense. It's not like a new person in a new turf. No, this is something that he has already known about, and it didn't start today. The issue about the insecurity in Katsina didn't start today. Don't forget that. Look, that same yesterday, I think a different bandit or the same set of bandits, they ambushed an area commander of police, and he was killed. Assistant Commissioner of Police, his name is Aminu Idris also. So you understand, this thing is getting out of hand. In the same Katsina, 2 years ago, a senior army officer of a lieutenant colonel was killed, ambushed and killed. This is getting out of hand. Every day we are losing soldiers. We are losing our security men, losing our military men, and like that. It's not in order.
All right.
To me, it's not a pass mark on the President Muhammadu Buhari himself. We are talking about his state. Let's talk about other states. If the other 35 states are under attack, and excluding his own, but now including his own state, including his own convoy too, came under attack. In that convoy, it's not like it's just a convoy of military men alone. There are some other press men too. They are there. The press corps in the state house, they are there. Some other of his staff too. They are part of it too.
All right. So still about this whole insecurity issue, the Kuje prison was attacked. And then this is happening in the FCT. People say that this is the capital and then we should not be hearing things like that. And then we were still reiterating the fact that nobody is safe at this point.
See, the fact is that people are not in the know of what is going on. You see, the fact is that this thing has come to this level. You are not safe, I'm not safe. We should tell ourselves the truth, that you are not safe, I'm not safe. People cannot commune between one place to another place without the fear of being attacked. People are living in their house, are being abducted. People elsewhere in the other state, they are being kidnapped, just like that. But now it's happening in FCT. Not just in this FCT, it has been ongoing insecurity around that Kuje axis. And this issue of jailbreak and prisons being attacked, this has been ongoing. Several prisons have been attacked around Kogi and in Oshun, like that. They have been attacked. So this is getting out of hand. We should tell ourselves the truth. Our inability to tell ourselves the truth is part of what is causing this problem. We should mount pressure on the authorities to say, look, the authorities you have been doing, but you are not doing enough. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. The situation today has degenerated from where we were in 2015 to a very precarious situation right now, whereby, just like I said before, people cannot commune between one state to another because of fear of being attacked. As we are talking now, there are some certain routes in Nigeria now. For instance, from Kaduna to Birnin, that particular route has been abandoned due to threat of the bandits. Likewise, from Gusau to Sokoto, that route has been abandoned because you passing there is like you are taking the risk of your life.
Exactly. All right. So moving on to health this time around, we are told that the COVID-19 cases jumped by about 67% in 2 weeks. I think that is a very, very. We were beginning to forget about COVID-19. In fact, the government had directed that nose masks and all of that were not compulsory anymore. Not compulsory. And then this happens.
You see, the fact is that the issue regarding COVID-19, the pandemic, we here in this part of the world, it seems as if right from the beginning, in the year 2020, you discover that even at the heat of the pandemic, Nigerians have been adamant, they have been stubborn about it. They don't want to believe that there's anything like COVID-19. So, and you will not blame Nigerians. Don't forget the incident about how the palliative were being, the warehouses palliative were stored were being burgled by protesters, and the food are being looted. You understand? These are part of the incident. The authorities here, they are not carrying Nigerians along. Since they are not carrying us along, if there's any government is coming out to regulate anything that has to do with their movement, you remember that the whole thing about COVID-19, Nigerians were only afraid of anything like lockdown. That is what matters to them. And since there is no lockdown again, everybody move around his life. Well, if the government it should be declaring whatever figure they like. That is their government concern.
Nobody cares about the government declaring figures. People still don't really believe that these are the correct figures because 7% is a whole lot.
It's a whole lot of. It means it has sparked drastically.
Yes,
you understand?
So
and you understand that even when government is now saying that look, this thing is real, Nigerians are saying no.
Exactly, because
they don't want to believe
because
they believe. In fact, the whole thing about the management of COVID-19
Exactly. So let's move on to PDP, the whole PDP crisis, and then we're told that Atiku and Ayu are both absent at the moment while all this controversy is going on. And also we're told that Wike rejects one-on-one parley with Atiku over crisis. Like, he doesn't want to meet and then discuss these things. Meanwhile, some of the party members are actually making efforts to convince Wike to just let down his guard and then let peace reign in the party. So how do you think this will play out, especially if Wike does not intend to meet one-on-one and then trash some of these issues that are putting the PDP in crisis?
You see, the whole thing that the PDP is passing through today, it was an avoidable, needless crisis. If Atiku, their presidential candidate, had done the needful from the beginning, you understand? And I still believe that Wike is aggrieved. It's aggrieved because this is not about himself and this is not about Atiku. Other persons were involved. Just like we said yesterday, that look, it was Atiku that constituted a committee to say, okay, look for a way and scout for a running mate for me. And at the end of the day, that committee now tendered their report to him and said, okay, we will now subject ourselves to democracy within ourselves. And said, okay, at the end of the day, Wike scored 17 votes and the other person scored either 3 or so, or thereabout. So, and the Atiku now decided to disregard the recommendation. You understand? And that is why he's aggrieved. Recall that immediately after the primary election, Atiku personally went to see Governor Nyesom Wike. It means that there is a level of reconciliation to say, okay, post-primary election, let's reconcile. Despite our differences, let's reconcile and move on and work together as a party. So people now assume that, well, if Wike can lose out from the main ticket, at least he should be able to be something pacified with the running mate. I think the Atiku now decided to snub him. You understand? And such person is already aggrieved. Such person, to me, is like Wike is positioning himself to be a spoiler for PDP. You understand? And that is what it means. And that is why you see PDP running helter-skelter to make sure that they now pacify him to like. But the fact is that pacifying him to stay with them, for what? You understand? Recall that he's not just a party man. He has been a governor. He has been the person paying the bills in the PDP when there was nobody to pay the bills. He has been the one that was paying the bill. He ensured that the party remained alive instead of going into extinction when there was nobody. Far from that again, you now discover that he vied to become the presidential candidate of the party. He lose out. And then coming to the running mate, he lose out again. So what do you want him to remain in the party? What do you exactly want him to do? To throw that support without getting anything? You know, in politics, everybody has his own aspiration and everybody has his own interest. So his interest has already been defeated. So it's more or less coming out to be like a spoiler. And it's unfortunate that both of them, they are not trying to like play by the reality. The reality here is that if PDP lost in 2023 and let's say APC decided to become the winner, it means PDP will go into extinction. There's no two. We should tell ourselves the truth. The PDP in 2015, after their defeat, PDP did not prepare to say, okay, they did not prepare ahead to say, okay, when we become an opposition, this is how we'll play it. Then in 2015, when they lost out, they have how many governors? But today now, they are remaining only 9 governors. And there being only 9 governors that they are having now, it means by the time Wike, whether he pull out or he still remain within the party, you can't tell me that Wike today is a party man. To me, it's not a party man. Okay, they are not doing anything to like say, okay, Ekiti election was held just some weeks ago. Ekiti election or any election now before 2023 is supposed to be like a prelude to what awaits them in 2023. If any serious party cannot make an inroad to say, okay, Ekiti election was held, Labour Party doesn't have a presence there, PDP was nowhere, Osun 2 is coming. As we are talking now, Yochayu is not on ground, Atiku, who is the presidential candidate too, is not on ground. So how are they going to booster that voters in Osun for their party? And it means if PDP cannot win any state, it means they are diminishing. That is what it means. And the earlier the better they put behind this crisis, the earlier the better they solve this problem and move on together as one, the better for their party.
All right, so we were also told that some youths and Ohaneze have threatened that if Atiku does not drop Okowa, he's going to lose Igbo votes. What do you think about this? Because I'm of the opinion that this voting scene is individual interests.
Yeah.
They don't get to dictate the amount of people who vote based on.
Gift.
So even though these people are like the strongest mobilizers of voters and all of that.
From my experience in Abuja FCT, there's something I've come to understand. You see some certain class of persons. I'm sorry to use this language that they are jobless. What they do is to form a kind of a clique, a group. They can give it any name. I'm talking from the experience in Abuja. They can give it any name. Provided if you want them to, like, I want to organize a protest, you contract that protest to them. They will know how they organize the masses that will turn up, wear t-shirt, wear a face cap, and as if so. That. From that now, if you see Ohaneze Ndigbo youth coming out to say, okay, this is if Atiku drop Okowa, if I Okowa, we are not going to support you in 2023.
No, actually, they said drop Okowa or lose votes. And so lose Igbo votes. So they actually
want him to drop Okowa. Yes. To drop Okowa for who? For Wike?
Probably, because that is the whole controversy right now.
So if
Okowa and Wike,
it's still the same pattern.
Yes.
Who is bankrolling them? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Who is bankrolling them? So these are interest group, pressure group here and there that people bankroll them. The big men bankroll them. Politicians bankroll them to say, okay, organize pressmen, put a mic before them, talk and say this or say that. At the end of the day, to me, we have gone beyond that level of saying, okay, one group or one person, an individual come on and issue a threat. Especially an individual that you know quite together, they cannot mobilize. Let's talk about the mobilization, political mobilization in Southeast or in Igbo land. Igbo land is not like elsewhere, whereby one individual will just come up and say, okay, look, do like this, and the whole people will just comply. No, the Igbos are not like that. Starting from historically, from their they don't have a central traditional figure to say, okay, this traditional figure is the one that everybody respect and follow. What they had according to the history was age group. That age group, they will nominate somebody to say, okay, you lead us. And even if he's leading them, if he's not leading right, they will not obey him. So that is about the Igbo land. So if you look at it very well now, the Ohaneze Igbo, the youth, they are on their own. What is currently trending out in the entire southeast is Peter Obi. Anything outside Peter Obi, you're on your own.
Exactly. So those are the major news headlines we have had for today. My name is Double Gift, and I have had Mr. Mustafa Abdul Malik. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Aspheric TV on YouTube, and also follow us on all of our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are official Aspheric TV. On Instagram and Twitter, we are Aspheric News. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we got it. Business news, sports news, politics, transportation, entertainment, environment, and all of it. Go to Aspheric TV for those content. Was you correct?